Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in today's video I'm here to share with you a number of TANF family knives, TFK T17s. Now today I have unboxed my batch number 5, which consists of more than 42 blades. Now here in my possession I have 40 of them to take a look at with you. We're not going to go through each and every one of them because there are a number of redundancies and duplicate copies made for stock. We have some that are going to customers and some for a very special project. But before I start to ship these off, I do like to demonstrate them and show all of you what I've been up to. Each one of the batches so far, adding little additions, adding little features, and in this particular batch number 5, the release of the production model T17.4. And also in this batch, I do have some nice new materials that we're using for the stock blades to keep the price down a little bit, but at the same time producing a nice high quality handle. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. And so yes, TFK T17 batch number 5. Well, as I mentioned here, you can see more than 40 blades and a whole bunch of sheaths. Batch number 5, my largest to date. Now, we already have taken a quick look at some of the knives from this batch that I did get ahead of time for some customers for a special project, and also my prototype of the T17.4. Now here we have a wide variety of things, and I'm going to go through these in a little bit of detail with you. So with that said, let's get into those details. And so now as we get into this, here you'll see the T17.4 production model. Now we have taken advantage of some new materials that I've been able to source thanks to Jacob at the Prepper's Bunker Outdoors. And so here you can see this is the black burlap micarta from Epoxy Labs. So again, thank you to Jacob for pointing out Epoxy Labs to me. They were not on my radar screen, but man, boy, am I glad they are now. This product is absolutely wonderful. All of the micarta, and he pretty much calls it E-carta, but you know, micarta to most of us in the United States. And I don't know, maybe there's a fundamental difference between E-carta and micarta. I can't tell you. All I know is this is absolutely wonderful. So very nicely done here. Feels wonderful in the hand, a little bit grippy. Gives you a nice purchase on the knife. And here you can see I have made some of these T17.4s for stock. Now, some of these having red liners and some of them having white liners. So just differentiating a little bit, both of them with their own little bit of character and flair. I do like them both equally for different reasons. These particular models here in D2 tool steel with the acid stonewash finish. But I've also produced a run of T17.3s also with that black burlap micarta. So again here, the same finish as the .4 and with the red and white liners. So just to give you a real quick size comparison, here you can see the T17.4 against the T17.3. The blade size is actually a little closer than you'd think. The main thing being here, the .4 is a full 4-fingered grip, where the .3 is more of that 3-fingered grip. So here, the T17.4 and T17.3, both in the Epoxy Labs and that burlap micarta. Beautifully done. And so next, you'll see this is the T17.4, but this time this is in the olive, again, micarta or E-carta, whatever you prefer to call it. Now, on these, I did opt to go with the orange liners or white liners, depending on your preference, and again, trying to maintain some of these for stock. You'll see here in the D2 tool steel with the acid stonewash finish. And very similarly, rolling in the T17.3, here you'll see in that same exact handle scale. So also offering the .3 with both the orange liners, but also the white liners. So adding a little bit of variety depending on what you like. And now one thing you'll notice is both on the T17.4 and T17.3, these both have a sharpened 90-degree spine. So nice little EDC knives capable of doing some good quality scraping tasks. So both of these getting either, a little bit of fuzz from a piece of, fat wood or some kindling or trying to get your fire started, or even just ripping on that ferro rod. This will do a wonderful job to shower sparks. But again, as I mentioned, trying to maintain at least a level of stock. So again, the T17.4 and 3 in olive with the white liners, T17.4 and 3 in olive with the orange liners, T17.4 and 3 with the red liners and that beautiful black burlap micarta, and T17.4 and 3 in the black burlap micarta with the white liners. And so if there's anything here that you see and you like it, please let me know. Reach out to me at outerlimitless@gmail.com. I'll provide you with availability and pricing. So again, outerlimitless@gmail.com. And so as always, I am still offering standard G10 as well as micarta options if you so choose. So different things, natural micarta, regular standard black G10, and even some different colors, like for example, if you like green, forest green, oversized, orange liners, there are tons of options and we can definitely make a custom build. So anything is really pretty much available depending on what you like. And the other thing too to keep in mind, I am still running with the D2 tool steel as a standard option, or the N690 as an upgrade. So depending on what you're looking for the blade steel or the handle material, there are a number of different options. But another upgrade that's always going to be available, going with the Voodoo Resins epoxy handle scale. So depending on what you like, Voodoo Resins just having so many different styles. Tons and tons of different styles, different, color combinations, and then we can always play with the liners, and you'll notice a few different steel finishes. So here, going with that acid stonewash finish on this one, but then here, going with more of a tumbled look, playing around with all sorts of different types of handles. This one is my own personal keeper, unit number 17, just playing around, having some fun, and experimenting with different looks and feels, even adding some cash if you so choose. And I can tell you this has one of the best glowing pops that I have ever seen. And the Voodoo pine cones, which have become very, very popular. These Voodoo pine cones are absolutely insane in terms of the detail. Just wonderfully done, looking magnificent. And again, they can be mixed, matched, really tweaked to the individual user's liking. But these Voodoo pine cones, absolutely wonderful. So here you see a number of T17.4s with a bunch of different Voodoo resin handle scales, different steel choices, color combinations, all kinds of things are available. And if you see anything you like, or you want to configure your own blade from scratch, reach out to me at outerlimitless@gmail.com. Now just rolling in a few knives from customers, keeping in mind I already did actually ship a few knives directly to customers. They've already received them and given me some wonderful feedback. So thank you very much to my European customers who already received a couple of these knives. But here you'll see a couple of T17.3s going out to customers. These were part of the pre-sale. So they were able to custom configure their knives prior to me going to production. So in this batch, they literally ordered these to spec prior to me going to production. And that is always going to be the case. It will be a little bit of a longer wait time, but if you have a very specific knife that you want built, you can reach out to me ahead of time, get on the list. Basically a half 50% deposit will hold your space, and then when I go to my production run, these knives will be made and come to you in an exact custom configuration. So that's exactly what you see here on these two little T17.3s. And of course, not to leave out the T17.5S and T17.5L. Keeping in mind here, you'll see slightly different configurations, both with a full cutting edge. You can also get these with finger choils. You'll notice here this particular one with no jimping, and this one here having jimping. Sharpened spine, ready for good field use, and a couple of different options here. Both of these for a very loyal customer, so thank you very much. I appreciate the business, and a couple of beautiful looking blades. And last but not least, these here being part of a special project. Now, I'm not ready to completely let the cat out of the bag on this. However, what I can say is these will be showing up specifically on a Facebook, and I'm not going to say forum, but a user page coming up in the very near future. So a little more work to be done until these are completely ready, but matching sets for a very specific project. So here you can see the T17.6, this here being in the N690 full cutting edge, a very special handle for a very special reason, and not just one of these, but two. And very specifically done, again, for a very specific reason. So camouflage style handles in a couple of different patterns with white liners, and in this case, in the N690. Here, the T17.5S, again, N690, and both ready to go. So again, the green and both that sort of brown and tan camel handle. T17.4s, now these here in the D2 tool steel with the acid stonewash finish. And T17.3s, again, D2 tool steel, acid stonewash finish. The camo patterns, both in the green and the browns and grays, and with those white liners. So ready for some good hard field use. And well, with TFK, it's not just about the blades, but their leather work is exquisite too. So everything from my T17.4 danglers, right hand, left hand, both in black and in brown options. The T17.5S sheaths, again, right hand, left hand, brown and black. T17.5L in brown and black. T17.6 and T17.3s. I just got a whole mess of sheaths now for stock and to supplement what I already have. So I am ready to go, and I have something for everybody in this particular batch. So if you see anything you like, again, reach out, outerlimitless@gmail.com. And I am more than extremely excited to get these T17.4s in customers' hands. I know that people are going to love these. They're almost the perfect EDC knife, just small, compact, 4-finger grip, legal in most areas. We intentionally kept the blade size that perfect size so you get good functional length, yet at the same time it's legal in very many areas. Beautiful, beautiful materials. This black burlap I am extremely excited about, nice and grippy, and also the olive micarta, just wonderfully done. So again, to Jacob at the Preppers Bunker Outdoors, thank you for the advice, man. Wonderful and greatly appreciated. And so with that said, and as I mentioned, just some, projects coming up, and I'm not quite ready to talk about that just yet, but these are made a very specific way for a very specific reason, and like I mentioned, I'm not quite ready to let the cat out of the bag, but that will be coming soon. And so with that said, that wraps up Tanev Family Knives T17 batch number 5. I didn't show you each and every knife, and again, some of them ship directly to customers, but the ones here, a number of items for stock that I'm absolutely thrilled about. I almost want to keep these. I always want to keep these. I literally always want to keep these knives for myself, but they are ready to go out to customers. So beautiful knives, beautiful sheaths, wonderful leather work. an amazing job, as always, done from the guys at TANF Family Knives. So TFK, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate your incredible work and wonderful attention to detail. As always, what these guys do is absolutely phenomenal. And not just making the knives, but their communication, their attention to detail, keeping track of those details. These guys are absolutely incredible. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.